Okay, so HTML, the hypertext markup language. So it's the standard. Let me write some simple points which you guys already know, just kind of revision. It's a standard for creating web pages, and we call this markup language because uh, it actually structures the content of your web page. It um, I'll say it this way. It's a markup language. I'm writing in short, lang, used to structure content of the web. Where what does it do? Defining all elements. We will see what are these elements. I mean, basically, elements are just nothing more than that, just a tags. Defining typo. Okay, defining all elements. Let me give some examples. When we say elements, it means tags basically. So heading tags, paragraph, images, links, etc. etc. Okay, so it's a continuation from there. Okay, so used to structure the content. So whatever you're going to put on your web page, it will give the structure. And what does it do? It's a set of instruction that tells a web browser how to display a text, image, videos, or anything what you're expecting on your web page. So what does it do? It's just a set of instruction. The tags. HTML is a set of sure set of sorry, not structure. Ins Instructions that come on that tells the browser how to display the text, images, videos, etc. Like whatever you have, it gives those instructions. And web browser simply just renders it. We use this term render, rendering. Who do this? Web browsers. Any web browser you're using. So it doesn't parse or it doesn't compiles. No, it renders it. That's a different term. Simply read those instructions and accordingly displays the content on your web browser. So we don't use compilation or any other terms. We use rendering. Web browser failed to render, or web browser is rendering the content. That's how we say. Okay. Um, we have actually came across certain things like HTML, CSS, right? So what does HTML do? It gives you a skeleton of web page, the browser, I mean the web page you're working on. When you want to display it, like look and feel, which comes from CSS, look and feel. In any terms like how the text, size, font, colors, same way the background image, the front image, any videos ongoing there on the web page, everything is handled by the CSS. So we will see that later after HTML. Again, it will take one more class. So one class for HTML, one class for CSS. Okay, so what we are going to use to learn these technologies or languages or whatever you call this, we simply use VS Code. Yep, we already know what is VS Code. We have used this in Angular, and that's it. Any web browser. And in VS Code, we can also add one plugin. I don't know I have covered or not, but yeah, you can use one live preview um, extension. Okay, I'll show you what does it mean, how to add the plugin. Quite simple, just a plugin which is available on the software and that can be used. Tools to tools to be used. So VS Code, the first one, web browser. Okay, so some theory-based thing is done. You should know at least this much. Okay, so going back to the what do you call this? VS Code. This is from Angular close out. Okay, so what you have to do, you can see this icon. It's a plugin or extension. When you click on this, it will give a space search. So I've already added three basic plugins. Um, these are not required, but live preview. You needed this one. So what happens when you get live preview? If you open any HTML page, let's say this page. So when you add this extension live preview, so you don't have to locate this web page and run it. You will see this icon, show preview. So whatever text or content you have on your web page, it will get displayed on your web browser, whatever the default browser you have. So when you click on this, it will load that page on your web browser directly. So you can see the path 127.0.0.1. That's a local port. This is a live preview server port 3000. That's the default port for live preview server. And then src app user pipes, then the page name. Everything is there. That's how HTML works. Since it's not HTML, sorry, it's not an Angular language, so everything is coming as a text. But here, I'm showing you how to use live preview. So click on here, search for live preview, and this will come from Microsoft. So don't download anything extra. Just go for Microsoft and install. I'm getting disable and uninstall. You will get install button. Click on it and it will get installed. So every HTML page will have this icon. Let me open a random. Let's say this one. So there it is. If I open any other page like CSS, you can see that icon is gone. So it is just for HTML, where you can see the preview, the show preview, and it has a default port number which we saw 3000. So we don't need to worry about all these things. I just explain you how it works. Otherwise, what you can also do, if you're not sure how this is working, you can also right click on your web HTML page. This is the HTML page, and right click, open with, and whatever browser you have, you can click and it will get open. So it's up to you whether you want to use the default feature of VS Code, which I suggest. Go for this. Try to learn multiple extensions of VS Code, or if you're not sure or not want to don't want to do that, so open that web page on your directory and right click and do that. Okay, so we just learned tools and technique how to start with. Okay, so we are done with the software part. Now we are going to start some tags. Again, tags are real simple. Just need to you guys have to remember them. Lots of tags are there. We cannot cover every single tag, but I'll cover the mostly used tags which you will see often in your development phase. Okay, so let's start with the basic tags. Giving you a header, let's say HTML tags. The first one we call this document structure tags. Okay, so when we could talk about the document structure, double typo. So it has all the content which you can see or observe at top of your HTML file, which contains exclamation sign document. So which simply tells about that this page is all about this part. So it gives you the explanation of that tag. Then it also has HTML tag. I'm not writing in Angular brackets. You guys can understand. Head and then body. So it's about document structure tags where things gets works out and gives you a document structure. Next is metadata tags. Metadata tags. So this has title tag. Next is meta tag. and also links. So when we talk about metadata tags, so this has title, meta, link. Okay, and before I'll start, let's create one project as well. This one, no, not this one. Um, okay, here front end. Okay, there's HTML page. Fine. Let me create one folder, HTML app. Okay, since it's not going to any special thing, so you can simply create a directory or a folder, HTML app. I'm just naming it. You can call it anything, and now you can open this, folder on VS Code. So I copied the path, going here, file, open folder, give the path, and select folder. There it is. Yes, I want to trust, select, and trust all that thing. Fine. So folder is opened here, empty, it's empty, nothing is here. So let's create our very first page. I'll call this index.html. You guys know this thing. This is the file which is searched by every single server created so far. This is a default page. They are expecting if you're creating any web application, they should be there. Okay, how to generate HTML thing? Just put this is a feature of VS Code. Like in Eclipse, we have sysout, so it generates system.out.println. Likewise, just put a exclamatory sign and enter, and we get this structure, a default HTML structure. And you guys can see whatever tag I have mentioned so far on this paint, they are here. So document means, oh, let me remove. Okay, it's fine. So document has doc type, HTML, head, and body. In metadata, we have title, meta, link. So meta is here, title, and link. If required, you can also add link tag as well. This one we are not using it, so leave it. We will learn that tag in CSS. Okay, so we just covered the basic tag which every HTML file you can experience. Fine. Let's move forward with next type of text. Um, Again, lots of text are there. Next is text formatting text. This will be fast. If you feel that okay, I'm typing speaking fast, let me know. So we have already used these text formatting text. So we have used, remember, um, what do you call that? H1 text. So H1 to H6, all these are counted as a text formatting tags. They gives a structure. These are stands for, or they are actually for heading tags. Okay. Next, paragraph tag. Okay, I'm not writing again in angular brackets. You guys know they are wrapped inside angular brackets. Paragraph tag. Then we have strong tag or strong tag. Oh, something wrong. Strong tag. Again, it's for getting some bold text. I'll show them. Don't worry. EM for emphasis. Um, BR tags for breaking the line, and HR for horizontal row. Right. So this is for break line. This is for horizontal row, not row, rule. Okay, so quite simple to show you guys. So we are inside body tag. Let me give some space. Okay, so some random page. Let's say this is index page. Okay, so if I have to see this page, I'll click on the show preview, and I can see the contents are here. Fine, this is index page. Great. What if I wrap it in strong tag? Strong, and let me cut this code. Okay, saved, and see it becomes bold. So you can also use B tag for bold, or you can also use strong. It just simply you know simply bold that text whatever it wrapping up. So strong is for bold. BR we know we have used BR tag. HR we know we have created lots of HR tags. H1 paragraph, all these are grid tag. Let me show you one more paragraph tag that way. Let's say paragraph tag and going to open HTML wiki page. Okay, the Wikipedia page. Yeah, by the way, it can have two extensions, HTML and HTM. Okay, both are acceptable. The extensions. Let me put this as well here. Our HTML file extension. Okay, so both are acceptable. You can go for .html or .htm. Okay, so I'm just copying one random paragraph. Copy it. Let's see with and without paragraph tag. So I'm just pasting it. Done. Okay, let's see the impact. Not here. Here. See, this is how it looks like. Some raw thing, and nothing is formatted. Let's go back on code. Cut, and I'm going to put this in p tag. Okay, I used Control Shift F to format the code. Always format your code. Just put it in your habit. As soon as you type something, by default your finger should move to Control S and Control Shift F to format the file. Every time format your files. Okay, let's see how it looks like on web page. And yeah, there we go. At least it is more acceptable. So that's the impact of paragraph tag. So you can have multiple paragraph tags in your file if you have multiple lines or contents. Okay, so we just covered text formatting tags. Next, um, let's say list tags. Okay, this is interesting and mostly used tags when you're designing any web page with some, let's say menu bar, or you have some item to show in a list. So we got three types of list. Why are you bold? Unbold. So first is UL tag, unordered list. Next is OL, ordered list. These are tags, by the way. Again, I'm repeating. I'm not writing in angular brackets, but they are used in angular brackets. UL for unordered list, OL for ordered list, and next one is for LI, list item. Let me write the name as well. Unordered list, ordered list. This is list item. Okay, so let's see how to use them. Using one HR tag. Okay, so if I have to go for unordered list, let's create one h3 tag and say unordered list. Fine. So I'll say UL, enter, then I'll type LI for this, and let's say Java. Copy this line. Spring Boot, Hibernate, Angular, let's say HTML as well. Okay, so we have 5 items in our list under unordered list. Fine, let's see how it looks like on web page. There it is, unordered list, and you can see the circles. That's how it is marked up. Fine, this is unordered list. What about ordered list? So I'll copy this, paste it. Everything remains same. I'll just change the heading. It is ordered list, and instead of UL, I'll say OL. So OL done, and OL here as well. Okay, done. Let's go back to browser and see. Now we are getting default structure which says 1 2 3 4 5. So ordered means where you can see the sequence. You can recognize, you can point out, okay, third point, third item or fourth item. Here we do, you cannot see. Okay, so that's the difference. So yeah, you must have seen multiple websites. Somewhere you can see the numbers, somewhere they just bullets are marked on in front of the content or the list. Okay, so this is ordered and unordered list, and they are part of list tags. Let's check the fifth one. Um, next to thinking should we okay, I'll let me type something hyper link and media tags. So yeah, as the name says hyperlinks. So we are talking about those anchor tag. That anchor tag for images, medium is images, videos, audio, everything we're talking about. So we have img tag for that. For images, if you want to load any image, you can use this image tag. Likewise, we have audio and video tags as well. So hyperlink, we know if you want to go from one page to another page, you can create anchor tags. Call this anchor tag. Rest you can read it. They are kind of self-explanatory. Okay, let's see this tag as well. So going down, one more HR tag, anchor tag A, this, then it has a attribute. A is a tag name and these are attribute name and its value. Likewise, we have multiple attributes. So one is alt, I think I forgot. Okay, that's for image, sorry. It doesn't have that. That's for image. Okay, so you can create anything, any reference name, and here you go. Let's say I want to open Google page, Google homepage. I think we have done this in servlets just to show you how anchor tag works. And here you can give the full path www.google.com. Okay, going back to browser, click on this, and here, as soon as I click on this, it goes to the home page. So, and if you hover the mouse on the text, you can see the hyperlink comes up. The hand comes up and bottom. Here you can see it says HTTPS. The whatever you have typed, it shows here. So that's the impact of anchor tag. Image. Yeah, you can also load image on your web page. Just type image, img, put this source and alt. In case if path is incorrect, so whatever text you have written, that will be visible on image tag. So let's see here. Let's say I will copy its path. Copy link address, not link. Image address there. Copy image address. Yeah, this one. So I copied the path and I'll put this here on src. This is the path of it. And here I'll say HTML logo. Okay, yeah, we know this HTML logo. So file saved, web browser, and yep, I can see image is coming up next to the hyperlink. Yep, in case if you give wrong path, let's say I am changing the path, change, file saved, reload, it's not happening. Let's give something. Okay, yeah. So if you give wrong path or something is not correct with your image path, image will be gone. It looks like this, something kind of broken, and whatever text you written, it will get visible. Okay, that you were expecting HTML logo, which is not visible. So either you can see the alt tag, the alternate text, or the image. Okay, so that's the impact of image. And yeah, some more attributes are there on image. If you want to control the height and width of this image, we can use that as well. After alt, I can use height. Let's say 50 pixels. Okay, pixels. Width 50 pixels, kind of a square we can get. Saved, and yeah, there we go. Small image happens. You can also increase or decrease size as per requirement. Okay, so this was about hyperlinks. I'm not pasting these tags on Paint because these are not that typical. They are really simple to learn and implement. Okay, next tag is form tags, and we have used these form tags a lot. So definitely I'm not going to create a form for you guys. You guys know how to use it. So it has form tag, Then it has input type. We always start with that input type. Then we have text type, buttons, options, checklist, lots of things are there. I'm not writing all, but yeah, this is there. Text area, a big area where you can write the whole paragraphs. Somewhere, think about a web page, expect some user comments, and they give you okay access for 500 text. So they will give a big space that you can type a whole summary. So for those locations, we typically use text area, a big space. So text form text, so I'm skipping it. Nothing special. It's just a part of HTML text. Okay. Next, we have table text. So in table text section, we have multiple tags on bold. So start with table tag, and inside table tag, you can add tr tag, that is for table row. Then you can also use td for table data or table data cell. Okay, let me write the thing about it. This is for table row. This is for table data, let's say cell as well. And we have also two different tags after. Okay, one more thing is there, that table heading or table header. This is also particular to a cell, so table header cell. Apart from these things, we have three more tags in tables: t head, t body, and t foot. Okay, so these are some tags which is part of table text section. Okay, so how it looks like, let's see. Or yeah, let me create one tag here. HR. So start with table, tag closed. Then here you can start with th, like how many headers are there, th. Then every header will have a separate section, cells. So I'll say ID, and next cell will have let's say name. Once header is done, so I'll create table row, and in table row I'm expecting two columns, right? ID and cell, ID and name. So first for this, second cell will have let's say Ram. Okay, let's see how much comes up with this browser, and there it is. ID name is coming there. Let's give a border 1. Okay, I think I messed up. um, I think I messed up with the syntax. Let's take help from W3 schools. I forgot the syntax. Yeah, it's been long. I don't remember when was the last time I created table. HTML table. Tables is here. Oh, my bad. I wrote a different way. It's tr for everything. Yep. It's not th, tr, and tr quotes close. It's for row, and this one. Next with this one. File saved. Okay, browser. And yeah, things are fixed up. So ID, name. So if you want to add more columns, one more column can be added here. Let's say age. So these are three headers. First header, second, and or you can also call this columns. So three columns are here, and accordingly you have to give three columns data. That's 22. Saved, and there we go. If you want to add one more row into it, we just have one row here. So what you can do, you can just copy this, paste it, and let's say 2, and there we go. Second entry happens. So tr for table row, like how many rows the tables has, then accordingly you can use. Or you can try with table head, body thing, because if you read, you have to actually go inside the tr to understand what it has. This has headers, this has data. Actually, I mixed up with the below tags, t head, body, foot. So I suggest try table with these tags. So I'm going to mention here as a homework part. Try to create table with t head, body, and t foot tags. So this will give more clarity. Okay, so we are just talking about t head, or we're talking about t body or t foot or the footers. Okay, so I have used tr and td and th. You guys try with different tags. So these are table tags. Okay, this is also done. Let's save this image. Okay, going further. So 7 tags are done. Next tag, let's save it. Next is semantic tags, which is mostly you actually not going to write that, but yeah, sometimes you can observe that these tags are also part of your HTML page. Semantic tags. Again, these are not the only tags. Lots of tags are there. I'm just highlighting those tags which are mostly used, most oftenly seen tags on HTML page. Okay, so here uh, header tags, footer tags. So we are talking about a web page. So web page will have header and footer. So if you want to define that what header should have, what footer should have, so you can create these tag as well. Then article tags, mostly used tags again. Section. If you have an article, so you will see some sections as well. Nav tags for menu bars. This is used for menu bars on your web page. So if you want to create any menu for your web page, you will observe that nav is there. Okay, so these are some tags which you can use or try by yourself. Okay, this is done. Now we'll talk about some uh, we call this some typical things which you can see in your tags or elements. Okay, so I'm going to write. I'm talking about some core attributes. Core attributes of HTML tags or elements. Tags or elements both are same. Don't get confused. Tags or element. Whatever we saw in previous images, I mean in previous image we saw multiple tags. All these are tags or elements. Just two different name or same thing. Elements. Fine. So here what we have mostly when we say core attributes, we got two things here. First is ID and second is class. So every time we create any tag, it's up to us whether we want to give ID or not. ID class has a great feature when we learn CSS. Right now I'm just going to give you idea how it works. So let me talk about ID. Let's say give ID. So ID will have okay used to assign a unique identifier to an HTML element. Oops, element. So the name clearly says ID. That means it should be unique, and which is widely used tag or sorry attribute in web development. If you are using ID, ID can be used on ID is used on HTML page, but can be used by HTML itself for further operations. ID can be used by CSS to apply multiple, look and feel on that particular element or tag. ID can be used by JavaScript as well. ID can be used by Angular. ID can be used by React. That means ID plays a critical role. So if you give something, if you give some element ID tag, that means in future you can use that for multiple purpose. There is no limit of it. So ID plays a critical role here. Okay, and how to use it, like syntax matters, where you can use this ID or how to write it. So syntax says, let's talk about paragraph tag. So paragraph, this is paragraph tag close. This is a typical way of using any p tag. After this, like we have used Angular, after the inside the Angular brackets, here you can give ID equals and give some name. Let's say um, PID. Again, it's up to you, whatever you want, use it. I mean, name it and then further you can use it. It's not syntax, it's an example. Okay, that's how we use it. So right now you cannot see its application. We will use this or see its working, its application on CSS tomorrow. Next is class. Okay, what does it do? Used to associate HTML element with a particular class. Again, typically for styling or JavaScript operations or manipulations. Or this can be duplicated. Obviously, it's not ID, so this can be duplicated and used by multiple um, multiple what do you call that elements. Okay, so like we have used ID, same way we can apply class as well. Instead of ID, you can type oh, class. Okay, so this is done. We just saw how we can apply ID. I mean, at least how we can write. Application we will see tomorrow because I don't want to mix up HTML CSS. I'll keep it separate. But once we are done with HTML, then we can apply CSS on the existing um, HTML. Okay, so this is also done, which I need to cover, which we see in day-to-day programming. ID and class plays a critical role in web development, especially in uh, page designing. Okay, next, what should I pick? Mm, Let's create a new paint. Fourth image. Okay, one more thing I've missed. Let me check here in list tags. We saw list. Okay, this is actually not part of. This is the subsection of. But yeah, okay, I can count it here. One more is there. Let's just go up. Let's go little center. Here we are. One more tag is there, list tag. We call this. Come on. Definition. Come on. Definition list. DL. So how it looks like. Let's see this as well. Okay. HTML page going up here. Okay. So after OUL, we have one more tag which is DL. In DL, we got two things, DT, the type, and then data definition. So think about you have something You want to give, okay, let me write it, then you guys can understand it. Let's say um, core Java. Then you have to explain it. What is core Java? So it's an object-oriented programming language. Tuck, tuck, tuck. File saved. Okay, going to web page and see that's how it looks like. So simply you have some, meaningful term and you want to explain it. That's how you can go for it. Likewise, you can repeat it. It's that way. HTML. So to explain this, what is HTML? Web page skeleton provider. Okay, that is skeleton. So that's how it is. HTML web page skeleton provider. So that's how uh, definition list works. It gives you a space where you can define the proper, key, like a full form or some kind of syntax of this part. Um, One more thing I should cover, which is about tables. We already okay. I think one more thing is missed here in not HTML, in table tags. Then we can wrap up. In table, okay. Let me create a proper table. Then we'll discuss about. Then I'll expand it. Okay, so table. Here it is. So this is typical way, or simplest way of creating any table. Let's create a chart tag. Now, in tables, it is also possible how you want to design a page. We are deep diving in tables. Table tags. What we saw on web page, this is a typical scenario. Let's take this as an example. Okay, simplest example, right? That's how a simple table looks like. Fine. What if I have some other requirements or structure? This is my table, and now what I want to combine first row as the first, this one, and then next we'll have this kind of syntax. Then how you can design it, right? This is one possible scenario. This is what I want. I want to combine or merge first two headers and then second can have this thing. How it is possible? Or reverse. What if I want um, again table structure? I want to merge this section this way, and I want to keep this as a first part. So here what I just did, right section is merged. What happening? Okay, let me prod it. Okay, so this is what I want. In first scenario, I have merged two columns. In second scenario, I have merged two rows. So how it's possible? So we got one span tag, column span tag, which can be used. So let's create HTML tag for this one, and then second we'll do this one. Okay, so first one, let's start with this. The HR tag is here. So I'll start with again the table tag done. Then I'll go inside it. First, I need to create a row, which is for tr. Again, I'm explaining the same thing. Tr is here, which will have headers. Okay, there we are. And this time, when I'm going inside this, I'll do what? I'm not expecting any headers right now. I just want to explain you how you can get this design. So skipping that header section, I'm focusing on the data cell. Okay. So tr for row, and I will jump over to table data directly, the cells. Now scenario is here, guys. Listen carefully. We have merged two columns. Okay, this is the TD for first column. This section, TD2 for second. So we should have two TD, but as we are going to merge it, so what I'll do, I'll say TD is here. That's fine, but I will do what? I'll say call span. Okay, one attribute is there, and I'll count two. Done. Okay, let's see how a web page looks like. Table. Okay, it won't give anything right now. Let's Give a border first. Border, let's say 1 pixel. So we will have a width, and here I'll say call span. Okay. Okay, you can see we got two things here. Call span. It's much broader, right? And now in next design, what we have two columns, but normal ways. So first TD, second TD. So here we have to create two TDs, table data cell. Going back to design coding part, first row is done where we are merging it. So when you have to merge columns, you have to use call span. I use the table tag here. Okay, we don't need this. Okay, and here I'll say column 1, column 2. Saved. Let's see web page and see we are getting a design where on the first row has columns merged, call span. Okay, so what we just used, call span, where it merged the expecting column. So two is means two columns get merged. Okay, so I can copy this code and paste it on here. Done. Let me highlight this section as well, that what is that two meant here. Merging two columns. That's it. Okay, I'll move left. There's a move left here. This goes in this box. Fine. Next one. Next says row is fine. We will have two TDs, but this one got merged. Okay. Let's see how to design this one. So one more table tag closed, and here I'll say tr done. Then tr will have one table data cell. Fine. I'll say now I'm going to count it. Row 1 C1. Okay, let me write the name as well so you guys can uh, will be aware. This was for call span. This was um, row 1, column 1. This is also row 1, but column 2. Okay, that's how it is working. Great. Okay, here what we're expecting, this is row 1, column 1. This is row 2, column 1. Right, so row 1, column 1, row 2, column 1. And this will be like we have column call span, here it will be row span. Okay, same we will put here. So first TD will have R1 C1, R1 comma C1. Done. So first row is done. Second TD, this is the place where you have to actually tell that second row is going to be merged here. So what you can do, you can write TD, then row span, two rows, and here you can write here a span. Then next tr will have TD, the second entry, and this time it will have just row 2 C1. So R2 comma C1. Okay, that's it. So in at very first line or very first entry, we are just telling it to expect that row span is 2. Okay, this is done. Let's see the output. Oops, border is missing. Uh, and here we go. Let's break some lines. We are there we go. Okay, so R1 C1, R2 C2, C1, and then this. So this is the output for first. I know at very first, if you're doing it first time, this looks typical, expected, but you guys have to practice it. You guys should be very aware, well much aware about the tags, how to use the table tags. Quite interesting and easy to learn again. Just need some basic practice. And second one is this one. There we go. And then tag will have this code. So it needs some basic understanding of tag alignment, how your table looks like, and then practice it. Okay, that's it. So you know what, guys? That's it about HTML. Yep. Again, there are lots of tags out there. You can practice by yourself, but I just gave you an idea how to use it. And again, HTML is one of the simplest language so far produced in the world. So just practice this way, and you can go through multiple tags. Ultimately, it's same. As I've always supported this website, it is ultra simple website. You can open any tag and just go through how tags works. HTML also has emojis, so it simply uses some characters and accordingly it renders it and you can see the output. So you can see every single characters you're using. It has some numbers or ASCII key. So for space it's 32, for exclamation mark it's 33, the numbers. That's how it looks like. So all these are can be used on HTML as per their code. Forms, media, yeah. If you want to show some media, the images, videos, you can go for these tags. Multiple formats are supported. Audio formats, as we have already mentioned. Again, I have mentioned the tags there. Media tags, where it is. IMG, I have used IMG. Audio, video, yeah. Try this out. Audio and video tag on your practice. Try. This will be interesting if you actually practice it. Think about you're adding just any random video. You can even give the YouTube links as well, and you can try that videos, running on web browser. But again, I'm just suggesting you try from your end and check out how it works. Then as examples, tag list here, whatever we just did here, tags. You can see these are tags, HTML tags, right? So all these are small tags. Open any random tag and just use how to use it. Font tags. I never use this font tag. What does it do? Not sure. Okay, it's a styling. It's a part of styling. Yeah, it's not a tag then. Why are they calling it testing? Was used. Yeah, that's why I say was used. Okay, not supported HTML. I have started with HTML5, so in HTML5 there is no font tag. Nav I mentioned that is for menu. Nav there it is. Yeah. So think about you have a menu bar which says HTML, CSS, JavaScript like this. Here it is. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. All these are here. Try it yourself. See navigation. I mean nav stands for navigation. So if you write this way, it comes up this way. And once you add some more CSS on it, it looks more beautiful by using some bootstrap libraries or any other CSS libraries, any third-party library. So with just nav tag, you can use it. Let me just copy and show you. Just one more tag, then we can wrap up for today. HR tag, I just pasted nav tag. Format the code, going back to web browser, and see HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python. And then what you guys can do, you can attach some links. Right now it's href, it won't take anywhere. It just simply says not found. But yeah, you can link some, anything, web pages. So that's the impact of nav tag for navigation. So initially start you whatever tags I mentioned, at least write a simple example. Just one liner is enough. You don't have to do much. Document, nothing to do. Metadata, nothing to do. From here, we have used all this. So at least one to three, these are commonly used tags. Ignore it. Try list, hyperlinks, media, form tag we have used. So even I'll suggest if you have practiced enough for form tags, skip sixth. So 4, 5, and 7. And yeah, the next which has semantic tag. I think I can put it here. Why is yes, move it here? Yep, we have enough space. Great, semantic tags. So 4, 5, 7, 8. these are the tags which you guys should practice. At least one time is enough, more than enough to get you idea. Okay, that's how tags should be used. So if you haven't done or did lot like long time back this practice, so it will give you a good revision. Okay, so that's about today, guys, for HTML.